Across the United States, the business landscape is changing faster than at any time in the past decade. Big corporations are restructuring, cutting costs, simplifying product lines, and becoming more cautious with expansion. Entire industries are being reshaped by rising insurance costs, higher borrowing expenses, unpredictable supply chains, and shifting consumer behavior. But in the middle of all this turbulence, something surprising is happening. Small businesses, local shops, independent brands, niche manufacturers, specialized service providers are discovering new opportunities that didn't exist just a few years ago. For years, small businesses struggled to compete with giant corporations that had bigger budgets, larger teams, and national reach. But as the economy shifts, the advantages are tilting in a new direction. Today's environment, with all its challenges, is actually creating a moment where smaller players can thrive in ways that big companies can't. One of the biggest reasons is speed. Large corporations move slowly. A simple policy change can require months of meetings, approvals, committees, and strategy reviews. But small businesses don't have that burden. They can pivot instantly. They can adjust pricing, shift their product mix, test new services, or redesign their business model overnight. In a market where trends appear and disappear quickly, speed is becoming a superpower, and smaller players hold that advantage. Another major opportunity for small businesses comes from personalization. Consumers today want authenticity. They want brands with a story, products with character, and service that feels human. Big corporations operate on scale, which often means generic, one-size-fits-all solutions. But small businesses can deliver unique experiences. They can tailor products to local needs, build personal relationships with customers, and create loyalty through trust, not just marketing. Local knowledge is also becoming more valuable. As companies rethink regional strategies and market conditions vary by state, small businesses have the advantage of understanding their own communities better than any national chain. They know local preferences, local demand, local pricing expectations, and even local supply options. That insight helps them serve customers more effectively and adjust faster when conditions change. The supply chain reset happening across the country is creating another unexpected advantage for smaller players. Corporations depend on massive supply chains with dozens of suppliers across multiple countries. When even one link breaks, everything slows down, but small businesses often source locally or regionally. They can work with nearby suppliers, local manufacturers, and flexible distributors. Their supply chains are shorter, simpler, and easier to control, especially when global disruptions hit. Economic shifts are also changing consumer priorities in ways that favor smaller businesses. Americans are spending more carefully. They want quality, value, and transparency. Many consumers are actively choosing to support local shops, independent brands, and small online businesses because they feel a stronger connection and trust. The desire for community-driven commerce is growing, and small businesses are perfectly positioned to meet that demand. But this moment isn't just about opportunities. Small businesses also face real challenges that require strategy, discipline, and resilience. Rising costs hit small firms harder because they don't have the economies of scale that large corporations enjoy. Insurance, rent, utilities, and borrowing costs weigh heavily on smaller players. Labor shortages can be difficult, and cash flow remains one of the biggest obstacles. The difference today is that small businesses are finding new ways to navigate these challenges. Technology is becoming one of their most powerful tools. 10 years ago, advanced software, automation tools, and data platforms were only available to large companies. Today, small businesses have affordable access to digital point-of-sale systems, inventory software, marketing automation, e-commerce platforms, AI-driven customer tools, and simple logistics solutions. These tools allow small businesses to operate with the efficiency of a much larger company, without the overhead. Social media has also leveled the playing field. In the past, big corporations dominated marketing with massive budgets. Now, small players can build huge audiences on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and local Facebook groups with one good idea or one great piece of content. Authentic stories outperform polished advertising. Creativity beats scale. A single viral moment can drive thousands of customers to a tiny brand overnight. For many small businesses, social media isn't just a tool, it's their competitive edge. Another growing opportunity is niche specialization. In a world where giant corporations focus on mass markets, small businesses can thrive by serving specific, underserved groups. Whether it's niche food products, specialty home goods, personal services, customized apparel, or targeted experiences, smaller players can offer depth where big companies only offer breadth. The more the economy shifts, the more valuable those specialized niches become. Partnerships are also emerging as a powerful strategy. Small businesses are teaming up with other local brands, influencers, community groups, and even micro-manufacturers to share resources and expand their reach. Joint events, co-branded products, shared retail space, and strategic alliances are helping smaller businesses grow without massive capital requirements. The rise of remote work adds yet another advantage. Many employees are choosing to work for smaller companies because they want flexibility, purpose-driven environments, and closer-knit teams. This gives small businesses access to talent that once only sought corporate roles. It also allows them to hire remotely, reducing overhead costs and expanding the pool of available skills. But perhaps the most important factor behind this shift is consumer sentiment. Americans are becoming more intentional about where their money goes. They care about craftsmanship, transparency, sustainability, and supporting their communities. They want to know the people behind the products. They want companies that stand for something real. The cultural momentum is turning towards smaller, mission-driven businesses, and that shift is opening the door to tremendous growth. As we move into 2026, the future for small businesses is clearer than it's been in years. The challenges are real: higher costs, tougher competition, and economic uncertainty. But the opportunities are equally powerful. Speed, authenticity, flexibility, personalization, and community connection are exactly what today's consumers value most. And those are the strengths smaller players naturally possess. The rise of reshoring 2.0, the shift towards simpler product lines, the boom in franchising, the push for quality and durability, and even the tightening of corporate cost discipline. All of these trends create more space for smaller companies to succeed. In a world dominated by change, small businesses aren't just surviving, they're positioning themselves to win in ways that big corporations simply can't replicate. And as long as they stay adaptable, creative, and connected to their customers, the next decade could be one of the strongest eras for small business growth in America.